Let's go ahead and get to work on this rabbit. And so we need an animation for the rabbit. And let's go, he's going to be moving. So I'm going to call this animation move. And I want it to be linear. And I want it to last the same time. So it's going to last the 10 seconds. And I'm going to have this a keyframe. Move. And at 0%, I don't want to do anything, right? And so 0%, I don't want him to do anything. And if I need to put something in there, I will, but let's just leave him sit there for a while. And then we want him, remember the farmer left, turned around at between 20 and 23%. Here's where we see the farmer turning. So let's go ahead and wait till it's turned all the way at 23%. Give it a couple more, and at 25%, let's start that rabbit moving. Okay, so here I'm going to set the transform property. And I want to translate him, but I really want to translate him 0. 0 pixels, because I want him to sit still all the way from 0 to 25%. I want him to sit still, so I want to translate nothing till 25%. And then from 25% to 50, I want him to be moving in. So I'm going to put 50%, and I'm going to do the transform again, and we'll translate him, and this time we're going to move him. Remember, X-wise, I'm going to move him negative 560 pixels. I'm not going to move him up and down at all, so that's going to be 0 pixels. And then that will move him in. Okay? And let's go ahead and see what that looks like. See if we can get that rabbit to be moving in. And here comes the rabbit. All right. So he can decide now. Notice that he's automatically going back. What we want him to do is we want to hang out and stay around and eat for a while. So let's let him eat, clear till he's at 60%. Transform, and now notice, translate, I want him to leave him here. So I put the same amount because we always translate him from their original position, not from where they currently are. So this will keep him there until 60%. Let's go ahead and look at that. It grows, the farmer turns around, leaves, and in comes that rabbit as soon as he turns around and starts eating that cabbage. And you see that cabbage go down. Now, a couple things that are interesting. Notice that when he gets here and he starts eating this cabbage, I'm playing it again. He eats it, it gets smaller, it moves away from him. So as he eats it, we want him to move closer. So we've got to make this transition. He can't stay in the same place. He's got to move in as he eats to keep staying right with it. So we want this to move all the way to 600 to stay right with it. Okay, and let's see if that works. So he eats it as it gets smaller. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Here he comes. He starts eating it, stays right with it, and then he leaves. Now he's just going back to his original position, which is where we ultimately want him. And we want to always put our 100% in here so we're in charge of what happens instead of automatic. And we really want him by that point to translate back to 0 pixels and 0 pixels. But what do we want him to do in there? We want him to rotate, right? So as soon as that farmer comes, it's like, oh, I've got to turn around. So let's go ahead and put in here. We see that he eats, right here, it gets smaller, smaller, right up to 60%. And that's what's happening here. He's moving closer in. Let's see what the farmer does. Okay, it's right at 60% where that farmer turns around again. So the rabbit's going to see the farmer turn around, and then he's going to turn around. So let's go ahead and put it at, let's go ahead and have him stay at 63%. Oh, we want him to start turning. Now, notice what we have to do. Or let's make it 60. Let's say he sees it right away. Farmer turns around at 62%, or 60%, at 62%. The rabbit sees him and starts to turn. So if I want him to start to turn here, then I want to make sure he hasn't rotated at all. So rotate X, I want to have that be 0 degrees. Okay, and then I want to say, well, how long do I want to take him to rotate? Remember, we had the farmer do it in 3%, and so we could do the same here, or we could say the rabbit's faster or slower by how much we do that. And now we want him to rotate Y 180 degrees from his original position. And let's see how that works. And then he's going to move away. So comes in, cabbage grows, farmer turns, rabbit comes in, starts eating it. Oops, and he went away, but we didn't get that rotate. Let's go look at what happened. Well, he went away really fast because he went right back to 0 position. So let's go ahead and slow him down just a little bit. But let's see why that rotate didn't work. It didn't appear to me that he rotated quite right. So let's see, we get him rotate 0 degrees. Oh, we need to keep this translate in here. It's like, okay, we need to make sure because what he's doing is right here between these two, he's going right back to his original position. Well, it's coming from here to here, but it's happening before he rotates. So we really want him to stay in this position. The semicolon, it's a space when you're doing transform. And then we want him to rotate, but we want him to stay in the same place. So we separate those with a space. And then we want him to start moving away. Okay, so let's see if that works better. So we're going to hold those things in position. Notice that if you leave one off after you've started changing it, it just goes back to the original value. So here he comes, eats it, moves into it, returns. And now he's rotating back. So he got rotated, but he rotated back. And that's because we didn't leave him rotated down here at 100%. So he starts going back. So let's go ahead and put him in there and rotate him. We want to keep him rotated. So here we go. Grows, goes away, the rabbit comes on, he eats, turns around, leaves, and the farmer comes back. Okay,